days in Minecraft Hardcore, and yet again built some ridiculous things and transformed my whole world along the way. So if you want to see hundreds of hours of effort all in one video for the second time, this is the place to be. So grab your snacks, kick back, and enjoy the movie. So in this episode of doing annoyingly difficult things in Minecraft Hardcore, I'm going to dig out a tunnel similar to the one I built for the different biomes, and I'm going to collect every single block that exists in survival. So, not bedrock. As you might guess, we'll start with things like the grass block, and then later on I'm gonna need to collect every single mob head, and so on. So speaking of grass blocks, let's get the variety of dirt blocks out of the way, like podzol, coarse dirt, rooted dirt, and just dirt. So this is obviously going to be the overworld portion of this museum, and then after we finish that we can move on to the other areas of the game. Whilst I do the next wooden blocks, I shall explain the rules for this challenge. It's pretty basic. If I can both obtain the block in my inventory and then also place it onto the ground, then I need to collect it and put it in here. For example, I can't obtain the path block, so it's not going in the museum. Anyway, we've got the plain old log, the stripped log, just the wood variation, and then the stripped wood, the oak leaf, and then we need to place the sapling on dirt. Grass would probably be nicer, actually. We've got the plank stair, the plank slab, the fence gate, a button, a pressure plate, a door, a trap door, a sign that says nothing essential, but recommended. So that, I think, is every placeable block slash, I guess, entity. I don't know, this kind of looks stupid. Should I bother doing the boats? Maybe I'll do a special area for the boats or something. But this is every placeable oak block. Now we need to move on to spruce, just like so. And now, honestly, I'm starting to realize this is going to take up a lot of space. There's a lot of blocks we need to get through. I don't think I have a single bit of birch wood, and I have to collect some of this. I think this time we'll just go on the other side over here, or else one side is going to be wood and then the other's not going to be. Okay. This one is going to say birch rules, because I don't think birch gets enough respect, honestly. I think too many people hate on it. Comment section is going to be interesting with this one. Anyway, the next wood variation is jungle, which I also need to collect. I was going to do one of those boom transitions, but alas. Jungle is just, it's such a weird looking block. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen enough of the wood stuff. So here's the acacia, dark oak, and I still need to find the mangrove swamp because I not only want the wood variation, but also frogs for the blocks that we'll be making later on. Let's pretend like I haven't already flown 10,000 blocks and not found one. Yep. Okay, I don't know how or why these generate in regular villages, but take some of that because I'm going to need it. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the mangrove swamp that I found a few episodes ago, even though I don't really know where it is. I do remember going past this. That's just a regular swamp. Whoa, wait. Don't tell me there's I need to Google this. You can find frogs in regular swamps. It's like I don't even play this game. What a giant waste of time and effort. I could have just gone to any of the regular swamps. And I'm back home after an hour. Also, I can just do this. Need to decorate this place as well once I'm done with all the blocks. All right, we've got some basics like the chest, crafting table, and furnace. And I know the furnace might not be an overworld block, but at the same time it kind of is. Because on your first day of Minecraft, you usually acquire it by doing this outside. So yeah, it's an overworld block, I think. These ones are going to need some assistance from grass. Why can this not grow? There we go. Now I should be able to do it. And put some kelp down. Also found some cocoa beans that I should probably put down before I forget. Now we've got the jukebox and the note block. Now if you take a look at the crafting recipe, that is majority wood, not diamond or redstone, so they are going in the overworld. Boom, bang, and bang. And I've got the note block audio off. Now we've got under the next category, sand stuff. How do you get smooth sandstone? I forget, that's not it. I need to smelt it. So sand, sandstone, chiseled sandstone, cut sandstone, smooth sandstone. Then we go for the stair, then the wall, and then the 3 different types of slabs right there. Here we need to place some sand. Oh no, how are we going to plant a cactus? We might just need to leave a gap. I don't think there's any 2 ways about it. Let me get to my farm here. That's probably overflowing. Yep, I'll have to somehow work this into the build later on, but for now we need the red variation, just like that. And I've also realized there's 2 types of stairs, so I've added that to the regular sand as well. Something that's a bit similar to sand is one of the most boring blocks on the planet is gravel. We've got wet sponge and just sponge. We've got regular ice, which we need to turn into packed ice that then turns into blue ice. So we've got those 3 there. Next to the ice, we've also got a snow block and some stacked snow. We'll stack that up close to the end there. Then we've got clay, and next to the clay, the brick. We've got the brick variation of stuff, the stair, the wall, the slab. So then we've got a melon, a pumpkin, a carved pumpkin, and a jack-o'-lantern. That looks pretty cool. Time to dig out some more lovely space. You know, we're actually accumulating quite a few blocks here. This is starting to look pretty cool. I also need some glass, one of them being tinted, so that I can place it next to the sand. What the... What is this? Anyway, let's do all the ocean stuff. We got the sea lantern. Where is it? And boom. Ah, damn it, dude. All right, we need to make a bone block because we're actually not going to place it. I just realized this is more common in the nether than it is in the overworld, so we're going to leave that for the nether. Next to the prismarine stuff, I'm also going to put some coral down, which I need to collect. Luckily, it's raining so that I can just... And they are unfortunately all going to die, but that's the point, because we're saving the actual colored ones for the colorful section of blocks. I think these look better on the wall, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, it looks a bit better like that. Anyway, we've got one more ocean block, which is, of course, the one and only dried kelp, which this is the first time I'm ever using this block in my life. And boom. Almost done with the overworld section, which is actually the biggest one, I've realized. Got some flowering azalea. Pop that right there. We also need a fern and some grass. Not tall ferns, because when you break them, they go into 2, so you cannot actually obtain a tall fern or a big fern or whatever it's called. Same with grass. Fern, grass, and I don't have any dead bushes, do I? I'm going to place this, and then let me power through some of these blocks that I need. Do I have paintings? Yes, I do. Do I really not have any bricks? Not a single brick. Boom. Glowing item frame. Armor stand. I mean, dude, if anyone actually remembers how to make these, I applaud you, because... what is this pattern, dude? What is that? So I've got the mushroom blocks, some vines, which are probably going to grow everywhere, and a lily pad. I don't know how I constructed this list, but the important thing is that I did. Like, scaffolding should be next to the bamboo. We've got a painting. Oh, we need to restrict that, actually. There. We've got the 2 item frame variations, a flower pot, and an armor stand right there. Pickle can go here. Seagrass, however, needs a bit of help. Put some water down behind the trapdoor, which is gonna go everywhere. And then I can place it. Dude, this build is going to be gigantic. And I haven't even finished the overworld. Speaking of... So there's that side done. These are pretty much all like the villager blocks. I think you can find every one of these in a village if I'm not mistaken. And then there's this side here, which we have a few select blocks for, like so. And as you can see here, these two sides are even, but I have one more block to place, which is the lever. And if I place it, they are uneven. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place it here and give everyone anxiety. Anyway, that is the overworld portion done, as is signaled by this weird archway thing. As I've said, this tunnel is going to have some mad decorations. Next up is the cave portion of things, which, believe it or not, is not actually that big. We have a stone cutter right here, and the first set of blocks is the stone ones. So that should be easy. Wow, that button blends in. And then the other types of stone. Really? The place that I decide to place the granite has granite below it. There we go. That's better. And next up after these, we've got our ores. So let's start it off with coal, and then the others. Some of them are actually pretty rare, so this should be interesting. We've got some iron right here. We actually need to collect all the different types of blocks that every ore has. Oh, there's a little bit of lapis. Hang on. Got some redstone here. Don't mind if I do. Gold too. Wow, okay, I'm getting pretty lucky. So I need some non-deep slate diamonds and emeralds, and I'm not going to find them this far down, nor do I need these. What am I supposed to do? Just walk past them? That did not work. I actually do need one of these, and there it goes. Okay, we're back out onto the surface, and I think I can see a cave over there. Does that count as a mountain now? Am I maybe gonna find an emerald in here? Oh, yes! Not just one, but two of them. Oh, there's three. There's four. There's so many. All right, we've found some emeralds. Now we just need some regular diamonds, which I think are going to be a struggle, unfortunately, but I will persevere until I find some. I think most of that stone diamond stuff happens in the crossover from stone to deep slate, right? So I'm actually kind of neater. I'm actually neater. Okay, there is too many skeletons in this game. Okay, I thought that was diamonds. Is that what I think it is? Oh my goodness, yes. This could have taken a lot longer. Luckily though, I found them in cave number 3, not cave number 57 or something. And I just realized I'm missing deep slate coal. I'll go collect that in a minute, but for now, let's just finish this. I'm gonna make them ascend in value. It goes from coal to iron. So we've got stone iron, then deep slate iron, then a block of raw iron, then a block of actual iron. And I didn't collect any deep slate lapis either. It's all right. You always gotta expect some bumps in the road. And then we go for some nice gold like that. That looks really nice. Wow, look even better without this stupid gap. Then we'll go for emerald, deep slate emerald, and an emerald block. Diamond, deep slate diamond, and a block of diamond. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let me fill in these gaps. That deep dark? Dude, I flew so far away for Deep Dark a few episodes ago, and you're telling me that this... Well, I'm not going to find coal down here. I don't even know why I'm doing this. My whole screen is black. Why was my whole screen black? Just that it still is. Can someone explain, like, what? Oh, deep slate lapis right there. I shall take a little bit of this. Oh, there it is. Let me get up here. I'm not sure if me finding these is to be considered lucky or not. I was gonna put this in the rare blocks section, but didn't even take me 10 minutes to find. So yeah, you're just going with the other ores, my friend. And here's your home too. There we go. That looks great. This is the best looking part of the whole thing so far, I would say. So we've done the regular stone, we've done the ores, we did a little bit of deep slate, so I feel like it now makes sense to do deep slate along here. I brought a whole stack of cobble and regular deep slate, so we'll put that there. Now let me just create like a lot of these. Deep slate does have quite a few different types. So we've got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. They all have different names. I don't know. I think this is bricks. This is chiseled. This is polished. Then we'll do the stair variations like this. Slabs. Put the walls in. Just like that. Is cracked deep slate a thing? It is. Okay, right there seems like the only logical option, which means we're gonna need to push everything down one. There we go. That's better. All right, so next up we've got tough, which is one block that nobody really cares about. Then we've got all the copper blocks, which I actually need to mine out quickly. I shouldn't have even put down this much. Let's craft one of these. Now make an actual block of copper, which I need some honey for, and wax. Oh, we need cut copper in all the different stages as well. Ooh. And this stairs as well. Yep. Right. So what do I just have to sit here and watch this? Obsidian I've got on the list as well. Lucky I have no shortage of that. I don't know why I just placed that. So this is where the copper is going to go after all the other ores. Over on this side we'll go for some calcite, then amethyst, then the small, medium, and large buds, followed by the cluster, followed by a little bit of obsidian. That is like the underground block. We've got the moss block, followed by the carpet, the azalea, which I cannot plant. Oh. Just a little bit of reordering, I guess, which doesn't look the best, but it's gonna have to do for now. Spore blossom has to go there. It's gonna create a nice little vibe in here with floating slime-looking particles. Low berries as well. Still waiting on the copper blocks. These blocks have not changed at all. Anyway, I've got several blocks here to put down, but I'm looking for one more before I can move on to those, and I'm actually not sure how to find this one. Oh, right there. Wow. Well, there you go. Thankfully, that did not take too long. Hanging roots. There we go. We've got a cobweb, some iron bars, and a chain. And then we've got some lovely skulk kind of stuff. You know, this is going to be really annoying. Lichen is what I forgot. And obviously a skulk catalyst is missing, but that is going to go in the rare block section just because I've decided so. The list is weird already. Speaking of, an anvil comes after this stuff. And now we've already got enough torches in this place, but, you know, we have to place it there or else it doesn't count. And then my lantern here that I placed a little while ago, place that there. Finally, I can place down all the copper blocks that were oxidizing for ages, as well as the lightning rod. Now, next to this, we've got all the redstone, so I need to dig out some more space here because this is a lot of stuff. Regular redstone, deep slate, block of redstone lamp, maybe. That's lit up as well, which is pretty cool. Dispenser. You know what? I don't need to list every single one. How about I just do that? And there are all the random redstone blocks. We've even got the rails here. And we've got space for one more block, which is the lodestone. For the lovely lodestone, you need a netherite ingot. And I don't think I have a single piece of... Wow, look at all that netherite we have, dude. That's great. And while I'm here for the last cave block, let's collect the nether stuff as well. So we've got nether gold ore, we've got quartz ore, we've got nether rack. Now the nether doesn't actually have too many blocks, so this shouldn't be too complicated. I need to collect a fair few of these actually, because then we need to make things like some stairs, slabs, walls. We need a bit of soul sand, one of these. Collect some of this as well. I need some of these here. Just realized I gotta collect quite a bit of quartz because we need to make all the blocks as... Wow, that was... Okay, let's find a nice little pocket of blackstone we can mine up, like this one. And I also just realized I'm gonna need some more soul sand kind of stuff because of the soul torch and lantern and campfire and all that. I think this should be enough. Here's some lovely gilded blackstone that we also need. And last but not least, I need to get some netherite for that lodestone that I wanted. Okay, go this way. There we go, we've found some. Here is some netherite. And nice. Got our lodestone. And we mark another section complete. But now we've got a few nether blocks, and as I said, it's not many, so let's just do that real quick. Almost forgot about red nether bricks, which I think are more annoying to get than they need to be. Like, I don't know why you have to have nether bricks and warts to make red nether, like... And now on this other side, we've got some crimson wood. And the layout is similar to the wooden stuff all the way over there, except for the fact that I'm going to put the leaf things here and connect the two like so. And now we're going to do the warped blocks in like a backwards kind of fashion. So hopefully this looks pretty cool. Dude, I actually really like how it's like mirrored and... Well, that's exactly what I was trying to go for. Now I need to fill up this side here, and you saw me collect pretty much every block, apart from the soul torch, lantern, and campfire. Put those down next to the soul sand stuff right there. We've got basalt, polished basalt, and now we also need smooth basalt. I should maybe have some in, I was about to say my fridge. There we go. Let's go place some smooth basalt and all these quartz blocks. I'm saying all these as if there's just not 5 of them. Glowstone as well, as I surprisingly haven't done that yet. And now let's do all the blackstone stuff. So we've got the slab, the stair, the wall, Yep, okay, you know what? We've also ran into a cave with lava, so I need to fix that up real quick. Build a bridge that goes across the ravine. Now, how do you make a Oh, okay, that's easy. Pop one of those down and add a wither rod. There we go. And now we have 1, 2, 3 blocks available, which is even to place the frog lights. Now, I don't actually, how do I get these? I know they have to go into the nether and they have something to do with magma blocks. Okay, so I'm gonna need some slime balls for breeding the frogs. That should hopefully be enough. Doesn't seem to be any frogs here. I know of one other swamp where my witch farm is. And here's some frogs. Okay, well, there's one. Oh, there we go. There's 2. So I've bred a few frogs. We have 3 frog spawns. We've got some buckets, and I'll need to take them to different biomes to spawn the different colors of frog, and then take them into the nether. Please don't die somehow. Find some magma cubes, get them to eat those magma cubes, and voila. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. That's actually very funny. All right, well, you can just chill here. Try not to die though, yeah? Okay, and now for the other 2. This is a cold enough biome, right? Alright, my friend, come on. It's your turn. What the? Why will you not get in the portal? This is probably why, because there's no portal on the other side. Do not fall off, please. Oh my goodness, this place is so dangerous. I did not even see that before. This has already taken long enough, man. Come on. There's a green one. Another one. Yep, there we go. We've got 2 green ones. All right, Warm Frog, let's do it. Okay, sweet. Now get in the portal. Oh, there's one right here. How do I get you in there? Can you just... Dude. Oh my... What is your problem, dude? Wow.
See you, chump.
Yo, stop venturing away. Quick. Quick. Please help me. I don't need to go in here, actually. That would be That dude did not want to stay here at all. Here we are. The 3 frog lights. I'm on these. Honestly belong in the these honestly I feel like belong in the rare blocks section because they are not that easy to get. And with that, the end of the nether phase is marked, so we're gonna put our wooden planks down and it's time to move on. Now, out of the 3 that are left, the next one is the end, and let's be real, how many blocks actually exist in the end? Ah. And now Now, I know you're probably thinking, surely that can't be it, right? Like is this all the blocks that are in the end? The answer is no. No. We place this, and then we place this, and now that's all the blocks. That's all the end has to offer. Let's split off this spot here, trying not to hit that. I probably should have put it down later, but I like to live life on the edge sometimes, you know? Now, when it comes to the colorful blocks, we are going to do every item that you can dye. So that means banners, wool, wool carpet, concrete and concrete powder, and so on. Oh, lastly, also the colored coral, but that's not really dyed, so it's a little bit different. I'm gonna make 10 of each dye so that I know I have enough. So let's get crafting. Okay, so I think I've got 10 of every dye here. Considering I need wool for the banners, plus the actual wool block, it's... wow, I'm overflowing. Okay. Let me just get 10 of every wool so I can make the banners and then place the banners. And there we go. That's the banners. And now we do that on the other side in another block, and then we do another block over there and there and there and there, and this one's gonna take up a bit of space. So we've got banners on this side, and they're a bit abstract, obviously. They're not an actual block. And we'll try and match that with some flowers on this side. And unfortunately, the colors don't really match the other side because there is no every color flower. Boom. I need how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 shulker boxes, which means we need 32 shulker shells. Okay, sure. There's a pretty big one. 43 shulker shells, not bad. Oh, this place is gonna look so nice, man. I already have some things in mind, and it's gonna be amazing. White, light gray, gray, black, brown. Then we've got red, orange, yellow, lime, and green, just like that. And last but not least, we've got cyan, blue, light blue, pink, magenta, and purple. That is our color scheme, because I don't think I've actually set it up until now. Anyway, we've got just a few more to go. So here's the glass and glass panes, and both of these will look better once we have like a good wall behind them. Now, how do I make glazed terracotta? You need to smelt it. That is really easy considering I already have pretty much every color. 15 and 16. All right, perfect. I feel like this tunnel never ends. This is my first time actually using glazed terracotta. And there's that. On the other side, we need to put down some candles. I was gonna throw that into a montage of me making the candles and placing them, but as you saw, I only have 4 honeycombs, so now I've been forced to pretty much just put shears in every one of these, and now I have to wait. Luckily, you don't have to wait though, because after that transition, I now have just over a stack of honeycomb. This way? Is it this way? There we go. Got it. 64 I don't even think I need that many. Magenta, red, white, gray, light gray, brown. This is definitely the coolest part. Like, I don't know what it is about these candles, but they look much cooler than any of the other ones. And last but not least, the beds, which I have to split across the 2 sides or else it's going to be incredibly uneven. But let's not forget about the final colored coral. Now, obviously, this does look a bit weird, but they have to be submerged in water. And this whole thing will soon look a lot better. And that, my friends, marks the end of the colored area. I can't believe I used 16 shulker boxes on this. And now we're on to the final piece of the puzzle, which is all the rare blocks. Not all these blocks are actually rare per se, but it's more just like what I felt like belongs in that area. For example, the ender chest isn't incredibly rare, but I'm still gonna put it there. On the list was also crying obsidian, but I realized that the respawn anchor is probably the more rare one out of the 2. Anyway, here here's our first set of rare blocks. Yes, I did forget that I placed the dragon head in the end area, so let's just pretend that this didn't happen. 1, 2, and 3. Now listen, I know these blocks might not be rare, but the mycelium I feel like is pretty rare, okay? Anyway, let's get on to the real rare blocks. First of all, I need to collect 36 ancient debris for the netherite block. I'm gonna put them right here so we have a counter at the bottom of the screen. And let's get to work. I've been here before. Fantastic. All right, now let me get out of here. Oh. With the 36 gold that we have is 9 netherite ingots. If I did the math wrong there, I would have been pretty annoyed. But we now have a block of netherite. And you're telling me Watsy made a whole beacon? Oh, dude, what? So, ancient debris and netherite. And now there's a few more for us to go for. We've got a conduit, a wither skull from my lovely wither skull farm, a dragon egg, which I will have to take from the, Oh, this is not ideal. Which I will have to take from the Biome Museum, which we can place down right here. I feel like the egg belongs kind of in the middle. It is the showcase piece. And now finally, we've got 3 blocks left. We all know what they are. Let's be on our way to go and get them. Yes. Yeah, nice, dude. That's actually very good. Now I just need to wait for a storm, which shouldn't take too long, right? 1.9. Oh. All right, here we are. I don't know why I flew back in the base. I should be looking for creepers. Oh, here's a creeper. Other mobs, hello? Get away from me, no! Oh, not the phantoms as well. Okay, here we go. Did I get the... yes, I got it. All right, sweet. Here's another one. Is there a skeleton? Oh, a zombie. Ooh, that does a lot of damage. But we've got a zombie head as well. Okay, this is actually not as difficult as I expected. No, dude, come on. And you killed him. Oh, look at me. What the heck? Let's get some more zombie heads. Why not? Here they come again. Is there a single skeleton anywhere? Okay, now there's 2 skeletons, but no creeper. I love this game. Here we go. That's not what I was looking for at all. That's another zombie head. I mean, I'll take it, sure. There we go. Okay, we've got another skeleton in there. Nope, I need you to be out in the rain, maybe? Is that what it is? No, okay, it's because I hit you before. Yup, skeleton's still here. Oh, there we go. He's in. Did you... What happened? 1 skull per explosion. Yeah, alright. Please, it's gonna stop raining soon, I can feel it. Yes, okay, we've got one. Where's the other creeper? Oh, there's a disc. Brilliant. I've got an idea here. Oh, you just fell in? I've got a totem. I'm okay. Let's go. Woo! Okay. All right. Skeleton skull. Oh boy. See, look at that. Not only have I collected 1 type of chest, but I've collected the special edition Christmas chest that only pops up like a few days per year. So I suppose the skeleton skull, instead of the dragon egg, has earned its spot as the most rare block That was annoying to obtain. Wow. And the final thing to do would be to decorate all of this. We have a nicer entrance. The boats are still out here because why not? I've added the packed mud blocks here opposite the dirt because that makes sense, right? And this is obviously the overworld. We have grass and wood here. The cave area that has deep slate and stone. The nether area that has quartz and nether rack. This is probably my favorite one. It looks kind of like Colosseum-y. Is that a word? No, it's not. We've got the very small end portion. And one thing that's actually criminal that I forgot to do is this. Light all of these. And now it looks even better. However, I forgot two pretty important blocks. Collect one and make the other one. And with that, we are done and dusted. There are the rare blocks in the game, in my opinion, of course. And now we're flying past pretty much every other block in the game. So this world is really starting to look great. I've built every biome, collected every block, and transformed this amazing So instead of building just a new portal, I'm gonna transform this whole place into the nether. Because it's not an easy video unless I do something that takes way too long. Like, for example, removing this entire mountainside and replacing all this water with lava and changing everything to netherrack. And you know what? Let's just begin. I need to stop starting my videos like this. Basically, the reason I'm doing this massive well, it's not a tunnel, it's actually like half the mountainside is going to be removed. So I'm going to open all of this up and then we're going to have like a big nether fortress bridge going out towards the outside. And the nether area is going to kind of like infect the overworld almost. It's not just going to be contained to the cave. What the? Where did you come? There we go, that's opened it up quite a lot more. There's going to be a cool bridge going across the water, netherrack and the different nether biomes, and this build is going to require a lot of talent for someone that sucks at building. Should be interesting. But yeah, the first step to this massive thing is removing all of this. It is all opened up now, however, I do need to do a bit of netherracking, that's not a word, so that I can see what it looks like and then keep transforming based on that. I just need a bit of a smoother transition to the outside than just this, you know, you get that explanation? And as I said, I want to build some kind of nether fortress type thing. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's obviously 5 blocks wide with one of them on each edge being the fence type thing. The pillars look very wide as well. How wide are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This way they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No one's gonna know what this looks like from the inside, it's fine. That pillar takes up a lot of space. Maybe we just push the pillar inside more. Okay, well, there we go, except fences, pop them there. There we go. So we've got the outside area of the bridges complete. Here's this pillar that'll go into the lava. That'll look pretty cool. And then I need to do the other 2 pillars. Even got this end here looking roughed up just like the real thing. Haha, I'm so good at building. And then in here we can have a secret little room. I don't know exactly what I would put in here, but there's that. And now I can use this bridge to make the rest of the wall look better. So I'm gonna do that. down the bottom here on this side, we'll have another pillar, kind of like that one in the cave. And then later on, we'll obviously sprinkle in tons of like gold and quartz and probably a few blocks of ancient debris as well. There we go. The wall is looking a lot better. That part right there needs a couple more blocks. And then what if I get creative here and pretend like this fortress has been kind of like taken over by the illness of the netherrack? Or it's gonna look stupid. No, you know what? I'm not. Now I'm just gonna quickly replace a lot of this with netherrack here, because I feel like I've said this before, but obviously there's a lot of trial and error. You have to kind of see what it looks like to then adjust what it looks like. Does that make sense? Actually, since the walls and a lot of this in here is going to be netherrack, I could do the warped and crimson biomes out here. All right, so I've got my shulker box and we are off to collect the blocks. I need some of these. I'm gonna attempt to get like 4 stacks of the nylium, I think. Need some weeping vines. Get the warped stuff as well. I have an odd feeling no matter how much I get, it will not be enough. Yep. Would you believe this is 5 stacks of blocks here? What the... And there we go. Obviously it's not perfect and it's not going to be for a little while, but we could add a little bit of some like raised parts so we can make the place look like it has a bit more texture. Have some trees here, one there, one here, maybe even another one right here. Then have like a little path leading right through there. Plenty of these crimson roots all over. You know what? Why don't I just do that? That's way better. Something like that. And then on this side, we really quickly... What? Why? Not that there has to be a reason or anything, but I ruined my transition. Again, thanks a lot, guys. Now I can say we just need to do this, which looks pretty cool. Again, it's not finalized. It's still a bit rough because we're just getting a feel for what it'll be like. So if I start bone meal a couple of these. One there. One. Whoa. Another one here. Nice. One here. Okay. Nice. Looking pretty good. Except that looks really small and stupid. Okay, it's gonna look crazy at the end of the video, I promise.
Stop the cap!
Oh no. The inside is where it's gonna look very, very cool. Like all of this is lava, which is the next step, by the way. Oh man. First thing to do is to just mark out the perimeter of this place like so. Ow. So that then I can differentiate the stone that I put one layer down, because that's where the lava is gonna go, is on top of the stone. Because I'm not doing the whole lake. I'm just doing the top layer, because that would take weeks. All right, there we go. Now, after you get out of here, you go grab my sponges. They're just... We will do some dirt layers like this, and like this, and like this. Now we place these sponge blocks down. That should hopefully drain this pretty nicely. Boom. So there's the easy part done. Now begins the ridiculously tough part. Okay, here we go. I do have a lava farm with lots of lava. Right up. Okay, not that much actually. Now we have lots of lava. This is like 5% of what I need probably. My prediction is I'm going to fill up like this here, and that's it. There has to be a better way to do this, right? There has to be. What? Why'd you just do that? It's really difficult to see which spots you have filled in and which ones you haven't. Yeah, see, I've already done that one. I didn't know that, sorry. That's okay. How did I fill it with lava, they said? It'll be fun, I'm the one that said that. Okay, hang on. Now it's just a game of back and forth. That's it for the lava that I have on me. We filled up a little decent pot here, but if we're gonna do all of this, I should probably do more buckets per trip. So I've got 4 shulker boxes and plenty of buckets in there that hopefully should be enough. Let's get this done. Brilliant. Man, there has to be a better way to do this. Alright, what if instead of randomly just placing it everywhere like that, I could maybe do a dirt bridge every 2 blocks, like this, and then I can just place the lava there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and then I go all the way down, like so, right? And then I can do the same thing on the other side. I think I'm onto something here. All right, let me get some more dirt and let's get to it. I'm actually really excited. This looks like it's good. Well, it doesn't prevent you from needing more lava, but it is 10 times easier. Why was I doing what I was doing earlier? I don't have space in my inventory. Almost done. Here we are. It is pretty much all done, apart from this one spot right here. There we go. Every single spot here is full of lava. Ah, that did not take forever at all. Okay, so this is what I've done so far, and I've decided that here is going to be a Soul Sand Valley kind of area leading up to the portal. You know how there's those big bone areas lying around in the Soul Sand Valley? I'm going to create something like that, but instead of just it being a showpiece, it's actually going to be a bridge leading up to there. That is genius. Let's try that out real quick. No, stop it. Collect some of these. Actually, probably I'm gonna need, well, let's be real, this is Minecraft. I'm gonna need more than what I think I am. Did I say that right? So I'm gonna try and go for about 3 stacks, I think. Oh, that guy's wall hacking for sure. Need to also collect some soul soil and soul sand. This is, I'm so slow. And then I didn't actually know this, but you've got plenty of these in this biome as well. Considering I already have some, I don't need to collect them, so I'm just gonna... Okay, so the bridge is gonna start from, let's say, about here. So down here can be the soul sand because I'm never gonna really walk on here. should probably add some texture to the place with some soul soil. Make it look a little bit nicer. Just keep talking because then it looks like you know what you're doing, but in reality you have no clue what's going on. I've encountered a bit of a how am I gonna do that up there? I think I'm gonna need to mark out the actual ceiling first, and I think right there is a good spot to make it the cutoff point. So this feels really weird. I actually do feel like a construction worker right now. What is with the bats and flying into the lava in this video? I don't get it. Okay, there we go. I think we've got it all connected. Now I need to decide where it's going to end on this side near the portal. And then I try and somewhat replicate what's down there up here. Actually, wait. Hang on, I'm outlining this for no reason. I mean, this whole wall and ceiling here needs to be turned into... I'm an idiot. Boom. Uh-oh. Okay. I missed. So, all right, I'm gonna get to work. And there we are. I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. It does look like a mess, but what are you gonna do? Now I need to try and put some of the bones down. I've made that shape there, which is the most normal looking one. There's that one. And then there's this big one, which I think looks kind of cool. And then right here going up there, we are going to have a basalt pillar because I feel like there's basalt pillars in the Soul Sand Valley, right? So let's do that. Oh, no. Hey! What? I do actually need to build this biome in the project, so I'm gonna need to collect a lot of this. Let's see what we can do. Try and face them in different directions. Pillar it up as usual. Oh, well, it's a pillar, so trying to make it look as natural as possible. How does this look? Should probably add a bit more, I think. Yeah, that looks a bit better. I really need soul speed on these. You know what? Matter of fact, why don't I just go get it? Oh, did we? Yes, perfect. I should probably keep moving. Let's grab a flint and steel and start lighting this place on fire. We'll have like little portions that have more fire than others. Now we're finally going to do the bone bridge from, I'd say, right here to up there. Let's see how this looks. Okay, this FOV's make it... What? I'm gonna throw up. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Definitely need to thicken it up a bit. And for the slabs, I think I'm gonna use quartz here because it kind of matches up nicely, somewhat. Let's see if this works out as nicely as I'd hoped. This is a bit too uniform. Hang on, gonna change that up. There we go. Looks pretty good, except for the fact that I need to add some of these here. There we go. We've got some of those. We need some at the bottom as well. And I am out of bone blocks. Good thing I have a bridge leading up to my nether port. Tell you what, running around a Soul Sand Valley now doesn't actually feel like a chore. Wow, this is actually... I'm really impressed with this. And once all of this is nether, this whole part of the cave, this is... And the portal, oh man, this is gonna look great. Forgot to put some of these down, actually. Where's my scaffolding? Here we go again. Round 2. There's water here. I didn't replace with lava. There we go. Looking all right. Looking a bit better. No, dude. I hate creepers. I don't remember the pattern that I had. I was in a good spot, dude. Nope, that's not it. See, now I can't really put my finger on it, but it looks stupid. Maybe I spread the bones out a little bit to the side here. You know what? Maybe I'm being too critical. We'll just leave it like that. No, it doesn't look right. All right, that doesn't look too bad. Now back to the terraforming or whatever you want to call it. Oh, we got a couple of these guys. Can I make sure that you guys don't despawn somehow? I need name tags. I don't know if there's any point to this because they might just... Alright, well, I've added some golden quartz, and now to just get rid of these, and I almost forgot to change this water, ow, into lava. Okay, I did not think that through at all. There we go. Alright, looks good. Now we've got this place starting to look like it means business. Portal still looks kind of silly in the midst of all that, but we'll fix that at the end of the video. But now we've got this side here, which I've actually thought of something. This nether fortress type thing, well, it's a bridge, it's not a type thing. I need to learn how to speak for real. We can bring that through and have one of the legs of the nether fortress come down into the lava. And then we're gonna have stuff around it like striders and little salt blocks and oh man. Okay, let's go. And then this upper area here is also gonna have to be turned into netherrack because, well, it doesn't really make sense for this bridge to be going through stone. It's another bridge, not a stone. Excuse me? What does this actually look like in the nether? Are there blocks up here? Oh, the top part is nether. Okay, I can do that. Hey, what? Nice one. Same thing's gonna happen with these ones. Let's try and prevent that from happening real quick.
Oh my god.
Let's try and build this up. I have a strong suspicion that I'm gonna need more than this. Oh, would you look at that? Yo, he's mad. Yo, let's run. Let's run, we go. Is finished. Now when I turn this whole area into netherrack, it should look even better, which I think it does. Now I have left this area here for everyone's favorite biome, the basalt deltas. Everyone loves that place. It's not like you fall into lava every 2 steps, but I also did get a zombified piglin and I put the name tag on him, but I have no idea where he's gone. I'm assuming that guy is the culprit. Maybe. Not enjoyable to traverse and not enjoyable to build either. There you go, you just randomly kind of start placing these and then eventually it'll look like basalt deltas a little bit. Oh my... Even in a fake basalt biome, it still happens. This guy clearly feels right at home, so I'm gonna take that as a sign that I've done a pretty good job. Anyway, here we are. I've done all the walls. There's creepers up on... Okay, hang on. There we go. All the scaffolding is gone and I've finished the entire wall on the inside. It looks pretty brilliant. There's this tiny basalt biome here, which I actually don't mind considering how much I don't like this biome. It doesn't look too bad in there. And I've even done a little bit of this outside area right here. So above the bridge, next to the bridge and stuff, done some terraforming there. Speaking of, these 2 biomes need to be extended out. That one to there and then that one to under the bridge because right now this looks pretty, pathetic. So, let me get to that. Anyway, here's the area which looks, oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, that looks 10 times better. Wow. Now we're just gonna run around here and bone meal everything that we can. Okay, my whole life just flashed before my eyes. What was that? One right here in the middle, one right here. Okay, it happened again. We definitely should not be shy with these because these biomes have a lot